Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy Fizzy Moto. It has been a while again. I do apologise. It has been flat out at work. We're 2 people down and it's been ridiculous. So busy. And of course in the middle of that I'm getting sick, so if I sound a bit shitty, that's why. Blocked nose, throat's all clogged up, all the rest of that. But it has been a while. It's probably been 3 weeks, close to 4 weeks since I've been on the bike. Other than once I went on it for about 10 minutes to ride to work, and that was not a fun idea. I was sick. It's cold, it's getting close to the middle of the winter here, which is also why my visor is fogging up. Not that you guys can see that, but trust me, it is. So I think it's about 10 degrees Celsius right now, which isn't bad for riding. The bike likes it, I don't mind it, but it has been very, very cold. But I do apologise that it's been so long. I think my last video was the group ride, which is almost a month ago. It was pretty much a month ago yesterday. And one thing I didn't mention about that is, well, there was a group of 6 of us. Great ride, awesome day. Ended up doing 6 to 7 hours worth of riding, so it was a pretty big day for me. 2 hours to get to the place that we met up. We rode for a few hours and then another 2 hours back. And then went to Melbourne that night to go and see the new Alien movie, which is amazing. If you have any sort of thought to like those movies, go and see it. It's awesome. We went and seen an IMAX in Melbourne, one of the world's biggest screens. So I rode back to Melbourne on the Saturday night, rode the Saturday all day, go back Saturday night, went back to Melbourne again, stayed there, came back on Sunday, back home at about lunchtime, and then helped one of my mates move. So it was a pretty busy weekend, and then worked a few days after that, had one day off, then started my long 2 weeks straight with a few long days in between there. It was a pretty hard slug, but you got to do these things when you're got staff short. You have to cover. But I'm hopefully planning to do some test rides soon, and a few naked bikes, potential follow-up bikes to the Daytona. Nice blinker. Ah, yeah, that shows it. I have to say there's one bonus about having the camera on the front of your helmet, is people see it and quickly put their phones down. But one thing I did want to talk about today, it's going to be a pretty visually quite a boring vlog because I've got nowhere to ride around. It's cold, there's not much going on. Why I like riding / motovlogging. I like it because no one knows who you are. You can be whoever you want to be, because if you're like me and you wear your gear, you have a helmet, gloves, jacket, pants, shoes, and nobody knows who you are. Your complete identity is hidden. Other than your bike you ride, and for my case the helmet you wear on your head is my way of personalising my gear, is trying to have something different. It's all about the anonymity of being on a bike. It's a good get out of your normal life functions and your normal run-of-the-mill day, because I find when I'm on the bike everything else disappears. You don't need to worry about anything else. Everything else you stress about in your life, it disappears. As soon as I get on this bike, nothing else is a problem, nothing else matters. You don't have to think about anything else. Whether it's good or bad, everything else just gets shut out. But it's a complete getaway. It's you're by yourself. You got your own little shell on your head. I mean, I've always grown up with people judging who I am before they meet me, a lot of the times before they talk to me. I find I'm pretty easygoing, I don't know. I think I'm pretty likeable. I can be an arsehole. I mean, everyone can be an arsehole, that's fair enough. In my job I have to be very professional, pretty formal. You can have a muck around sometimes, but it's pretty formal. You have to be pretty serious most of the time. Obviously on the bike it's completely different. You can be who you want to be. You can act the way you want to act. It doesn't matter. And I know everyone says you should always be yourself, but this really is a getaway. You can do whatever you want. within the law, kind of. I mean, I'm at the point now where I don't really give a shit what other people think, really. If someone likes me, they like me. If they don't, they don't. I don't really care. I don't try to impress people. I don't have to. I used to think that was really important, but it really doesn't matter anymore. I really don't care what other people think. But the good thing about having the gear on and riding a bike is you're anonymous. No one knows who you are. In my case, I wear a chrome visor or gold visor, but it's tinted. You can't see through it. Everything's covered. No one knows who you are unless they know your gear. Then they know who you are. But otherwise, no one's got any idea who you are. And that's also why I like this Motovlogging app. I know I bring it up every time. Every time I do a vlog, I bring up this app. But it is awesome. The amount of people I've met through it, who I'm sure I'll talk to for a very, very long time, is awesome. And it's people who you talk to in a chat. You don't see, most of the time you don't see who they are. It doesn't matter who you are. You're just talking to them. It's your personality that comes across, nothing else. And I guess that's why I like it. I mean, our group is very diverse that we've got for the Victorian Moto Amino group. It's very diverse in the culture of people, the type of people, the age of people. It's crazy, the diversity of the people in our group. And I think that's why I like it, because there's no other reason for us to be talking to each other other than because we ride bikes. It's the only thing that has brought us together is riding bikes. I think that's why a lot of people like riding bikes. Is a ton of people that only ride it for the thrill of it, you know, doing 300 k's an hour and riding twisties constantly, and you know, it's only about scaring the shit out of yourself, just pushing. I find in our group that's not the case, and a lot of people I've talked to, it's not the case. It's about just having fun, meeting people, just cruising around. Like, I've never been on a tractor. I've had my license since 2014, I think. So I've had my license 3 or 4 years, something like that. And I've never been on a track. I will one day, but it's not the only reason why I want a bike, to go faster around a track. I've done it in a car. I've done it in a couple of Corvettes even I've been around. But that's fun and all, but it's pushing your limits. You don't really need to do that all the time. I'm more than happy just to cruise around like I am at the moment. If you're with a group of other people that have the same mindset, then you can't go wrong. If you're with a group of people that are happy to just ride around, not say a word to each other while we're riding because they might not have communicators or whatever, so be it. That's the way it is. It's just the way it goes. On the group conversation, on our group one of the guys did go down. It was just a low side. It wasn't terrible, but he did go down, missed a button leather, and he busted his thumb up, broke it in 2 places. I think he said surgery, all that good stuff. Apparently there's a couple of bits of broken bone in there that they got to rip out. He's being a bit quiet on the chat front at the moment, so we're all just trying to find out how he's going. Bit of scrapage as well, obviously, lose a bit of skin, that sort of stuff. It's all part of riding. But no, he came out pretty well, considering he's still on restricted license. First time he's been down. It wasn't my last video, which will be in the card up there where he went down. It's a terrible shot of when he went down, but it's the best video we've got. No one else really had cameras, so it was just from the rear view on my bike. But he went down. He's okay. Just busted up his thumb. But that is why I like riding. It's your personality can be whatever you want it to be. From spending the start of my life being judged by every single person that saw me before they talked to me. A lot of the time they didn't talk to me because of the way I was. And now I don't care, but the whole bike helmet thing, all views covered, it's so much easier. Sorry guys, my town is really boring, and me talking is probably pretty boring at the moment because of the way I sound. I probably sound like shit, but I had to ride. One other thing I like about riding is a mate that I was pretty close friends with at school, and then after school we sort of split up into different friend groups and didn't talk too often. Talked a little bit but didn't talk too often, and then once we both started riding we've become close friends again, which is awesome. And then you get your other mates. Like, most of my friends aren't really that interested in bikes. I've got maybe 3 or 4 that are interested in bikes. it's one of those things that is still a small minority that do like bikes, especially in the country. There's not as many, but there's a couple of guys I ride with all the time when we're not working, because work is obviously one of the biggest killers of having a social life and wanting to go for rides, because obviously it's now 5 o'clock in the afternoon and it's getting pretty dark. So winter's not the best time. I got another mate that works pretty much the opposite hours to me. When he gets time off, he does his own thing with his own family and other friends and things. So I think I've only ridden with him maybe once or twice, but hopefully that changes once the weather gets a bit better. But I have already booked the accommodation for the MotoGP. Phillip Island in October. I think it's October 20th, 21st, something like that. That weekend I will be going with another 3 other people. I've already booked the accommodation. I haven't bought the tickets yet, but I've booked the accommodation, so we're at least going down there. But tickets aren't going to be a problem. You can buy them at the gate, so that's not an issue. But if you guys are going, let me know. Send me a message, put it in the comments, whatever. But if you're going, definitely let me know, because filtering's legal here, by the way. Yeah, if you are going and you want to catch up, you want to say hello, if you whatever, let me know, because that'd be awesome. I'll even give you a spam card, because I do have some. I gotta start giving those out a bit more though. But if you are going, definitely hit me up. We'll be going Saturday and Sunday. We're not going Friday because of work, but we're going Saturday, Sunday. If you are going, let me know. I might organise somewhere to meet up. If there's a few people that might want to catch up, we can catch up, have some food or whatever, have some chats. But I have officially been to the World Superbikes twice, and this will be the second time in the MotoGP, and I think it's going to be an annual thing to go to both now. Same people, bar 1 or 2, have been to the same thing both times, both years. We're all pretty keen. There is a question I want to ask you guys, so you can leave it down there in the comments, is when did you first start riding and what made you want to start riding? My original thought for starting to ride was to ride with my dad. I never got a chance to do that. Unfortunately, he's kind of lost most of his eyesight due to diabetes, which I also have, which I will do a video about one day on what it's like living with it, because a lot of people have no idea. They just think it's no sugar or whatever else. I'm type 1. Yeah, I never got a chance to ride with him, which really sucks. That was kind of the first reason why I started riding. Second reason was obviously it looked like lots of fun. Bikes always look cool. It's cheaper to ride everywhere as well. Obviously it's quite wet when it's raining compared to a car. But yeah, that was the first reason why I started riding, was to ride with my dad. Never got to do that. And I've always liked them as a kid. I've always had toy bikes, and I've always liked the idea of the helmet gear side of things, of covering myself up. Even when I used to ride mountain bikes down the bush and around the streets and everything, I don't want to wear as much clothing as possible. Gloves, long sleeve shirt, pants, completely cover yourself up. So no one knew who you were. It was just a person on a bike. So I suppose it's always been in me to be like that, to kind of hide who I am. As I said, I don't really care now. It's never been a problem these days of caring about what people think, but it saves them from having to do that. It saves them the effort. I didn't mention I got new gloves too, again. I've got lots of pairs of gloves now, but yeah, SMX2 V2s to match in with my jacket. Ow! That was bumpy. That hurt. Now that's the old Bunnings over there. That's their old Bunnings. And this is the new Bunnings up here. They didn't move very far, but apparently it's one of the biggest in Australia. I still haven't been there yet. They've been open all weekend. Sunday, by the way, guys, if you didn't, I didn't say that. They open Friday. We'll go for a ride past, I guess. But it is big. Holy shit. Place is massive. You couldn't find things before, let alone finding things now. Jesus. Took you an hour to find anything. Now what? By the way, if you guys didn't know, but Bunnings are known for their sausage sizzles, barbecues, all that jazz. Pretty nice. Alright guys, if I don't see you after I come out of here, if I stop recording, I'll catch you later. Otherwise, I will keep going. Bye.